Putin says Russia has the strength to finish the war. No nukes needed. In a new state TV film, he claims NATO missiles have struck Russia, but he's resisted escalation for now. Chechen warlord Ramzan Kadyrov claims Ukraine tried to invade Russia's Kursk region for the first time in history. Naval drones shoot down 2 Russian Sukhoi-30 jets. Zelensky calls it brilliant as Russia presses along the pocket of Skeksis that Ukraine's military says it's holding and striking deep behind enemy lines. Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared that Moscow possesses sufficient strength and resources to bring the war in Ukraine to what he called a logical conclusion, while expressing hope that nuclear weapons will not be necessary in comments aired on Russian state television on May 4th as part of a film marking his 25 years in power. Russia, Kremlin, Putin. 25 years. The Russian leader was asked about the possibility of nuclear escalation in Ukraine. You know, if I wish to suppress many people, let's be blunt, already had the urge to strike back. There are even instances where NATO missiles began hitting us. As you rightly said, they wanted to provoke us, to push us into making mistakes. But there was no need to use the kind of weapons you're referring to, and I hope there won't be. We have enough strength and resources to bring what was started in 2022 to a logical conclusion with the outcome Russia needs. Putin's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 ignited Europe's most significant ground conflict since the Second World War and triggered the worst crisis between Russia and the West since the Cold War. More than 2 years on, the war has left hundreds of thousands dead or wounded, with no clear resolution in sight. While Russian forces reportedly control around 20% of Ukrainian territory, Western leaders, including former U.S. President Joe Biden and several European heads of state, continue to characterize the invasion as an imperialist land grab. They have vowed to ensure Moscow's defeat on the battlefield. Putin, however, frames the war as a historic reckoning, an attempt to reverse decades of perceived humiliation. After the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, he accuses the West of encroaching on Russia's sphere of influence by expanding NATO to Russia's borders. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump has repeatedly expressed frustration over the protracted nature of the conflict. Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov claims Russian forces have repelled a fresh Ukrainian incursion into Russia's western border region of Kursk, unleashing an intense artillery barrage against advancing troops. In a statement released on Telegram on May 4th, Kadyrov alleged what he described as the Nazis from the armed forces of Ukraine attempted to cross into Russian territory from Ukraine's neighboring Sunni region. According to him, the assault was thwarted by Army Special Forces, Chechnya's elite paramilitary unit with support from the 2nd Special Forces Brigade and the 15th Tank Regiment. Kadyrov, while doubling down on his characterization of Ukrainian forces and echoing Kremlin wartime rhetoric, said the Ukrainians just won't calm down after their shameful expulsion from Russian soil. Kadyrov described the Russian countermeasures as extremely simple, explaining that drone operators first detected the Ukrainian troops and relayed their positions to artillery and tank units to support his claims. Katura released a 1-minute drone video purportedly showing the Ukrainian soldiers moving through a wooded area before being struck by a series of artillery rounds. The footage concludes with images of several bodies on the ground allegedly killed in the strikes in a dramatic escalation of naval warfare. Ukrainian forces have destroyed 2 Russian Sukhoi 30 fighter jets using naval drones equipped with air-to-air missiles. A world-first president, Volodymyr Zelensky, confirmed the second downing on the evening of May 3rd, hailing it as a brilliant demonstration of Ukraine's growing capabilities at sea. Huge effects. A brilliant downing of a Russian military aircraft by a naval drone. Proof of Ukraine's capabilities. Our army very precisely carried out an operation against military targets in Crimea, minus another, the second Russian aircraft, in one day. I think our guys will expand Ukraine's long-range capabilities, both in the sky and at sea. Everyone working to help Ukraine repel the occupier. Everyone developing and deploying new technological solutions. I thank each and every one of you. The operations are believed to have taken place during the night of May 2nd and early hours of May 3rd. Ukrainian strikes reportedly also destroyed Russian military depots in occupied Crimea. Ukraine's military intelligence agency, AQR, earlier confirmed the first strike occurred near the Russian port of Novorossiysk there. An unmanned surface vessel equipped with an AR-73 air-to-air missile intercepted and shot down a Russian Sukhoi 30 multi-role fighter jet. Estimated to cost around $50 million, the historic strike was carried out by warriors of Huawei's Special Unit, Group 13, using a missile launched from the Megara unmanned maritime platform. According to Air Chief Kira Bogdanov, a second aircraft was also destroyed during the operation. A detail confirmed later in the day. Pro-Russian telegram channels, including fighter bomber, acknowledged the first aircraft had been hit. They claimed the Su-30 crew ejected and was rescued by a civilian Russian cargo ship. A recovery operation reportedly observed by Ukrainian drones, which chose not to intervene. The second crew is believed to have perished. The MiG-7 drones used in the strikes are a modified air defense variant of the earlier Madura 5 model. The same platform responsible for downing 2 Russian Mi-8 helicopters on December 31 ST. Ukrainian forces have dealt a major blow to Russian military command. Near Barkat, with the Ukrainian Air Force striking the command post of Russia's 6th Motor Rifle Division in the Donetsk region. The assault, confirmed by Ukraine's General Staff, is said to have significantly degraded Russia's ability to lead operations along the heavily contested Pearl Cross axis. Although specific enemy losses remain undisclosed, the General Staff stressed that the strike has severely reduced Russia's ability to command operations in the sector. The defense forces of Ukraine continue to repel enemy offensives and inflict significant losses together to victory. Glory to Ukraine! Bakhmut, a city captured by Russian forces in May 20th, 23, after months of intense fighting, remains a strategically important location in the Eastern Theater. Ukrainian troops continue to hold positions on the city's flanks and regularly strike Russian military infrastructure in the surrounding occupied areas. Russian forces, meanwhile, are actively pushing along the port of Axis with reported advances near the towns of Port Groves and Min or Herod.